Heyo, it's Omnidog here, guest hosting on Organic Priced Books channel to give you an overview of one of my top reads of the year so far, and that is Tom King's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. It's an important distinction, Woman of Tomorrow. Man of Tomorrow was, of course, Superman's nickname back in the 60s. And now she's the Woman of Tomorrow, with art by Bilquis Evely, who also drew very brilliantly in The Dreaming with Cy Spurrier, part of the Sandman universe. This is a little tricky overview because it is trade paperback, so I'm going to have to keep my hands in the picture here. Guest starring Crypto. So let's take a look at some of this really nice art. And a summary is that Kara is at a crossroads. She's gone to a planet with a red sun, so she doesn't have any powers, is drinking, and has a hole in her that she's been unable to solve or fill. And so she's at a bit of a crossroads. She took a ship there, and she meets up with a girl who wants vengeance on the scumbag that killed her father and then joined up with a band of killer rogues that kill for the sport of it, and they travel space through a ship that looks like a sailing ship, but they are a cutthroat, bloodthirsty group of not scoundrels, they're murderers. Okay, I didn't want to show you that, so forget you saw that. But she's on a red sun, so things can hurt her. And she's gone, as of course, to try to put the pieces together in her life. And so it's a journey of self-discovery, a journey of finding out what is really eating at her in her core, because this young woman who, even though Kara has repeatedly said no, she's agreed to help this young woman track down this person who killed the young woman's father. The art is great, and now at some time you will see that Supergirl not only drinks, but she swears. And this is in keeping with her character. You may not think so, but if you find yourself, just picture yourself in the shadow of your cousin, your more famous cousin. There's a piece of you missing. You're trying to reconcile with it. What's getting at me? Why am I having such a crisis of confidence? You'd be swearing too, and it's in complete character with how Tom King writes her. And Tom King shines in this book as writing Supergirl incredibly well. There is so much character growth in not only the girl who hires Supergirl, but of course in Supergirl herself. And it's very meaningful that it's called Woman of Tomorrow, because she's called Supergirl, but she's clearly a woman, and a woman who does not like to see people escape justice. So we travel from planet to planet. We do planet hopping as they try to track down this criminal, and the various adventures they have together leads to bonding between them, and the locales they go to, the various planets, are really remarkable, and very much a remarkable imagination is at work here, thinking of the inhabitants of these planets, thinking of how foul the killers are, this band of mercenary murderers that she's tracking down. And it's a tour de force. Tom King is fantastic. It's an 8-issue series that is collected in paperback for right now. I was going to wait for the hardcover deluxe that's obviously coming. It hasn't been announced, but they always do it, probably sometime next year. But I thought it was important to get everybody to get this book, read it, and love it. It's Supergirl as you've never seen her before, which is what we want. And it's also one of my top 2 Supergirl books ever. The other one, Supergirl Being Super by Mariko Tamaki, couldn't be more different than this, but it's also brilliant. But this Tom King book just pulls at my emotional core, and it deals where his sweet spot is. Tom King's sweet spot is a hero in an emotional crisis, trying to figure things out and wondering how things will end up. And you're also treated to the girl and her growth. And here we see Kara, that on a planet that has a kryptonite sun, and how she battles through that and manages to stay alive is amazing. So this book, highly recommend you get it from Organic Priced Books, because not only is Organic Priced Books a great place to shop, but they pack their comics amazingly. You can use my code, $2 off, with code Omnidog. And then you also, this is the big code, 5% off shipping 3 or more books together with code Omnidog. Ship it together. That saves a lot of money, and I would know because I've used it before. So 1 out of 5, this gets 5 stars. This is one of my top books of the year. I can't stress enough how much you need to read this book. You can see the full review on my channel, which is Omnidog's Vault on YouTube. Tom King has written such stories as The Vision, which was brilliant. He's also written Sheriff of Babylon, Mr. Miracle, to name a few. He had a long run on Batman. And he is just, I think, one of the top writers out there. I've loved just about everything he's put out. And I can't stress enough how important a read this is. This is what comic books are about. You get swallowed up. It's not escapist, but you get swallowed up in it, and you see a young woman's growth, and it's amazing to watch. So I appreciate everybody's time. Please go to Omnidog's Vault to see the full review, and check out Organic Priced Books. Peace and love. Peace and love.